Zach in the chat, first in a long time. He said, I'm here, I'm showing up, I'm here. I want to hear about the Xbox stuff. Boy, you better get that. You better get it. Yeah. Zach said, bro, have you seen the Sonic Racing they're coming out with? Yes, I have. Yes, I was very, very much on that. Most definitely. It looks great. Looks great. Looks like one of the, like, honestly, man, it looks like one of the best, not just Sonic Racing games, but it looks like it's definitely like one of the best, like, Sonic products in a while. Very much up there. Very excited. I will buy. Not for $70 though. Not buying that for $70 though. I love Sonic, but I'm not buying that. I'm not buying a racing game for $70, dude. Not happening. I will wait for a sale. I will wait. And on top of that, like I said, like I know somebody, oh, what about the Switch 2? Oh, you're a Nintendo fan. You're just a fake Sonic fan. I'm like, look, that is a new console. That's a new console. That's new hardware. You feel me? New hardware. We are looking at. We're trying to secure the next generation of access to gaming. That's what we're trying to do with that. And Mario Kart happened to be a part of that. And like I said, I got the bundle, which was $50. I remember very specifically when everybody was like, I'm not paying $80 for. I was like, I'm not paying $80 for Mario Kart either. I'm not paying $80 for that. And I've been playing through Mario Kart. And I'm like, this ain't $80 worth. This is definitely $50 to $60 worth. Very fun $50, $60 game. I would give it, if it was $60, absolutely, I would have bought it. Absolutely would have bought it. By itself, separately. But the fact that it's $80, no. And I've played enough of this game. I've been trudging through it. You know what I mean? And I'm like, this is not an $80 game, so no. Same deal with Sonic. I'm not treating Sonic gets no special treatment. Sonic gets no special treatment. It's a $70 game for a racing game. No. Nope. There can't be enough there. It's not enough there. I don't believe that. Don't believe it. Like I said, these games that are these games nowadays, man, that are asking for like these high prices, man, because everybody's like, oh, the industry is just heading that way. It's just gonna be $70 and all that. I'm like, look, everything's gonna be $70. Look, man. Anything I said that a while ago, like when we were in $60 range, I was like, we cool. I'm all right with that. It's $60 is just enough. But we starting to get into like every game starting to be like, yo, $100 closing in on $100. I'm like, look, your game better be good, and I'm going to be watching it like a hawk. And if there's anything in there where I'm like looking at it sideways, like I'm gonna be like, nope. Zach said, looks better than Mario Kart, facts, and that characters they going to have. I don't know if it looks better than Mario Kart. But it does look fun though, for sure. It looks like it's gonna be fun in its own right, for sure. The quality is there, undoubtedly. Like the quality of that game is there. And like I said, I've seen I saw the extra characters and all that stuff. Very intriguing. It was very smart for them to do that. They took like 3 of their biggest franchises. They took Hatsune Miku, right, which is like humongous in Japan. So that's huge. And I like the Sega IP ones. Like Hatsune Miku is huge, right? The guy from, I don't know Yakuza that well, but like the guy from Yakuza, that's one of their biggest Sega franchises. You feel me? Who else was it? Steve from Minecraft, humongous. That's a big get. That's very intelligent, very, very, very intelligent. You know, that's very intelligent for them to do. Now there are other characters that I know about that I personally don't want to spoil. Even you know, some people might come through and spoil it anyway. But like, there's other characters outside of that are not video game related at all, and I'm like, I don't like that choice. Don't like that choice. Not a fan of that. But other than that, the game looks hella dope. And I will buy it. Not at $70 though. It will wait. I'll wait for the holiday or whenever it comes. I don't know when it comes out, but I forgot the release date. But unlike Nintendo, you know, other companies, you wait a little while and those prices will go down for sure. So when it goes down to like the 60 mark or the 50 mark, I'll go for it. Guys, we got to talk about the Xbox Showcase. First and foremost, you're watching Monthly Gamer. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. You feel me? If you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share it with everybody. Hit the bell. Make sure you come back. I am here every single day streaming at 5 o'clock or putting out a video at 5 o'clock Central Time, America time. For anybody that doesn't, you know, I don't know. Anyway, and then on top of that, if you want to support Monthly Gamer, you know what I mean, check in my description below, right below this box. You can go into the description below. All my payment options are there. You feel me? I got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, and I got Patreon. Patreon is a subscription service. That's the one if you want to set it or forget it. You know what I mean? I have the $1 tier, which is your thank you tier. It's just a thank me. You know what I mean? Cause I can use the money, man. It's great. It'd be nice to have a couple dollars in the pocket. You feel me? And then what music to play right when I'm doing like I'm asking for like the payment options. Come on, man. Jeez, what timing? And then I have the $5 tier on Patreon where if you want to, didn't I just play this song? Man, I hate my playlist sometimes, or not my playlist. I hate my shuffle. If you want to, on my Patreon, there's a $5 there's a $5 option that you go to. And that tier is basically like you ask for any game that you want to play. And if it's available to me, I will play it. If I have access to be able to get it, I will get it. And as long as it's YouTuber friendly, we're good. We're golden. All right, cool. All right, we are 10 minutes in. Let's get started. Let's go ahead, hit the playlist because for some reason it wants to play the same. It may be like True Shuffle or something like that because like it be playing the same songs. I'm like, stop playing the same songs. Jeez, get out of here. All right, we got to talk about the Xbox event. We're gonna do this not by game basis. I will go through what things look interesting. So some things I might pop in and pop out. Also, I heard that there were a lot of copyright things going on with these. So we gotta be careful about what we play. And what isn't? Do you trust what you Let's see. Oh, speaking of that, you know what? Just go to it. Just because Zach called it out. Let's just go with it. You know what I mean? Looks super good, dude. It's looking real good. Mighty fine. And like I said too, like on top of it, like Mario, man, while it is good, it is fun. Like I said, it ain't $80 fun. Get that shit out of here. While it is good and it is very fun, there's room to play other, like after playing it after a while, you know what I mean? There's room to play other racing games, dude. You know what I mean? There's definitely room to play other racing games. And I know I've been like, I'm like, dang man, there's so many racing games. What's going on, man? But there's room to do that. Joker, that's the other character. My fault. Yeah, another great Sega character. You feel me? That's such a smart move. Those are like 3 of their like biggest franchises, man. And Minecraft on top of it. Really good picks. So yeah, I agree with you there, Zach. I am hype about this for sure. Big hype about this. Watch out for the tentacles. Look, it made a whole like level and everything. Like it's good. That's good. That's very good. Now, the other characters, the other Leak characters, you can keep that, man. you can keep that. And other people, that's me being a little sourpuss, but whatever. That's just how I am, man. I'm like, I don't like that. I don't like being advertised to. Anyway, Ludo. Do we care about Ludo, really? I don't think so. It's just walking through hallways and stuff, and it's like, there's nothing going on here. Don't care. Get out of here, Ludo. Let's see. Call of the Elder Gods. Did I like this one? I don't remember. So here's the thing about the showcase yesterday, man. It was very much like, I saw it yesterday. I seen all this stuff, so I'm not like, this isn't a reaction video or nothing like that. Like, I saw all this yesterday while I was just chilling. I just had it up, and then I was just like, the whole time I was watching, like, because I wasn't expecting Xbox to really bring anything like that. And I was like watching it, and I was like, as stuff was happening, I was like, oh my god, and I was like, I should be streaming this. But there's a lot of factors why I did not stream it yesterday, because 1, I was tired. 2, Xbox has a history, like they've just recently been like putting out like banger showcases, and I was like, the last one that they showed before this one, I was like, that last one was a banger. But for some reason, I was like, we don't call it Elder Gods, by the way. I don't care. But the last few ones, man, have been kind of like, you know, really good. So I was like, that's all. I was like, they can't have anything else in the chamber. And then they started showing a bunch of stuff, and I was like, whoa. You know what I mean? Also on top of it, man, like Xbox showcases be so long, and like there's only so long I can like sit in front of a camera and just react to things. I can't really do that super long. I'm like, I got to be doing something other than just being like, I'm gonna react to games for like 2 hours long. I'm like, I'm not doing all that. Not doing all that. Blind Descent. Check out Blind Descent.
You're finally awake.
Your family away.
Initiating a scan of your surroundings.
Also, this way, a good thing about this way too is that doing it this way, I can kind of like gleam and scan like what I really want to do, or what I really want to like highlight and pick and look at. If there's something I just don't care about, I'll just skip over it. Like this game, I don't really care about what's going on, what I'm seeing. This does not look compelling to me. Yeah, I'm trying to give it. I'm gonna give everything a shot. Like I said, I've seen all this before yesterday, so I'm just recapping all of this stuff. But I'm looking through all this stuff, and I'm like, if I don't like it, I'm gonna be like, nope. Moist in the chat said, wow, false advertising. Game's called Blind Descent, and you're not even blind. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? I do. Obviously, blank screen, please. God. Actually, you know what, Alex? There is a I don't know if you've seen this, but there is a game about a blind person where like you kind of like it's kind of like as if you're playing like a Daredevil game where like it's like pretty much like totally black, and then like you make sound or like you press a button to make sound, and like you'll make a sound and then like you'll see radar in front of you, like it'll be like a little like literally like if you like the screen will look like how it looked on like the original like Daredevil movie. It's kind of interesting. Moy said 0 out of 10, clearly not blind or ascending. I've been lied to. Get that game out of my face. 0 out of 10 0 out of 10 fantastic visuals. Let's see, Fortnite. Let's talk about Fortnite, and they're gonna have whatever. They're gonna have Superman in it. Oh man, nope. We're not getting demonetized for Black Eyed Peas. Definitely no. Yeah, sure. Great, Fortnite. Good job. Now I've never played the Outer Worlds 2, but I think this is, you know, one of those things that we want to highlight. Looks pretty decent. There's always, I've always like, people have really, there are like really diehard people, about the Outer Worlds, man. Or Outer Wilds, which one? I don't know, man. It's either one, I don't know. But it looks alright, I guess. Boy said, love me some fork knife. Fork and knife. Especially when I'm eating dinner, you know what I mean? Definitely love the fork and knife combo. Boy said, I heard good things about Outer Worlds, but didn't play it. Same thing. Like I did the same thing. Heard same thing with Outer Wilds. I always get them mixed up though. I don't know. I get them mixed up. People glaze one of them like real hard, like super hard. But so far, what I'm seeing with this, I'm like, looks cool, neat. Not gonna get it. Buy our way. Look at his Stitch. Look at that. Some of these trailers I've forgotten, by the way. Like I said, I did watch this yesterday, but like some of these I forgot. Oh boy. Oh boy. Moise is on 10 today. He is on 10. He said you might even call fork knife cutting edge technology. He is on it today. He's firing on all cylinders. All right, that's enough. That's enough. I'm now bored of that one. Now I've gotten bored of that one. What's next? High on Life 2. High on Life 2 looked interesting. The first one looked interesting too. You know, Rick and Morty guys. I've just been so depressed. I don't know. It's like there's the joke is like, oh, you have weapons and they talk to you and all that. It's kind of just we're using Rick and Morty voice to use weapons to talk to you the whole game. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I don't know if that's enough to. I don't think that's enough to carry a game. If that's your gimmick, like that's the comedy of it, I get it, but that leads me to 2. I don't want to hear you the whole entire game. I don't want to listen to a gun talk to me the entire game. You know what I mean? That's the whole point of Navi. Like everybody made fun of Navi. Like everybody looks at Navi now with like nostalgia, but that was the whole point of Navi. Like people got irritated by Navi because they were just like, stop talking so much. You're bothering me. This is all cinematics, by the way. So we are not impressed. Not impressed enough. Resonance. the really good thing about not watching. This is the only good like thing. Well, not the only the good thing, but like this is one of the good things about not being like not watching it live. You can just skip stuff. You just skip stuff. If you're not interested, you're like, whatever. This is all cinematics. All of this cinematics. Where's the gameplay? Where's the gameplay? There's no gameplay. All right, get up off of that. Next game. Let's see. We will come back around to this in a second for sure. We definitely must talk about that. The blood, the blood of Dawnwalker. Bandai Namco A. Oh, Rebel Wolves. Ooh, that frame rate is looking real choppy. It's looking real choppy. Y'all decided to show this at a showcase, and it's looking real choppy right now.
Watching from the shadows.
Getting drunk, you drunkard.
They came out into the light. For our lives.
This doesn't look too great. This looks like generic, like, this is also me, by the way. This just looks like generic high fantasy, like, the frame rate is bad. Ooh. What are people saying in the comments about this? Because the frame rates in this are looking not good.
Docile cattle.
Anybody saying anything about this in the comments?
They tried to change.
Kudos to the devs who still make single player games possible.
But I became something else instead.
Finally been waiting for some news about this game. No one's gonna talk about the frame rate.
Their worst nightmare.
Yeah, I really like these frame rate drops. Yeah. Yeah, not
Trapped between the two worlds.
I don't know, it just looks generic, man.
Fighting to understand the evil behind it all.
Like, look at that. That looks not good. And people are in the comments like, "Oh my god, I must play." Look, this looks sick. Look, this looks sick. Yeah, nice frame rate, bro. Like, yeah, not seeing the frame rate drop. I guess some people also can't see frame rates. But it's usually when you're looking at something, especially a game, and it starts looking like a slideshow. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. I'm not compelled by that. I saw this one and went crazy. All right, this is the one I saw, and I was like, yes! I was so hyped. I saw this pipe, and I was like, fucking excuse me? And then Meat Boy came. I was like, ooh! Yay! You gotta go save her! Save her! This looks so fun. I'm so for this, dude. Dude, I played Meat Boy so hard back in the day, dude. More like looks sickly, am I right? Yeah, right? I'm so for the Meat Boy, dude. The Meat Boy 3D. I cannot wait. Yeah. Let's go. That's the only problem, man. Early 2026. I'm like, not 20. Oh, come on, man. I could have used that this year. No, Nintendo, you're not a part of this. Get out of here. What is next? I saw Meat Boy, dude, and it's so hard. I was like, I want it so bad, so hard. Ninja Gaiden 4 looks incredible. I've only played one Ninja Gaiden game. That's not true. I've only played like 2 Ninja Gaiden games. I played the original, and I played I played the one on the Xbox. The first one on the Xbox. Never played 2, never played 3, never played the different versions of them like Black and all that stuff. I've never played any of those. Just played those 2 and that was it. But this looks stupid, sick, nasty. Like the more I'm watching this, the more I'm like, and there's supposed to be a Ninja Gaiden game, a new 2D Ninja Gaiden game coming. So I've seen those, and I was like, yo, I kind of want to go and check this franchise out because I also know the first game stupendously hard. The very first NES game, stupid hard, and it's the same thing with the first Xbox one too. Like it's just disgustingly hard. So I gotta be in the right frame of mind to like do it. Yeah, the ghost face in the shark mouth. It's just so strange looking. Slide, slippity slide. And then on top of it, like for some reason, I don't know why, like they pivoted for like this ultra violent like take on Ninja Gaiden when the first one was not like, I guess it was because it was on Nintendo, but they definitely took a whole like turn with it when it went to Xbox.
With Game Pass.
All right, what's next? What's next on the docket? Indiana Jones. And now I've been seeing Indiana Jones. Let's hit the mute on that. Yeah, gotta mute Indiana Jones music, sadly. I have been seeing this game, right? When it first released, and all that, and I'm mad intrigued by it. I definitely want to get it and play it one day. I don't, obviously when it goes on a sale. A lot of these games, like a lot of newer games, I just be waiting on the sales, bro, because I'll just be like, there's no like, unless I think I had this conversation with my roommate before, where it's like, basically it, like, unless you are, there's very little franchises where I'm ultra hype about, where I'm just like, I will buy that day one, you know what I mean? Very few of them. Mario's one of them. Doom is another one of those where I'll just like, if they drop something, I'm like, I'm there, I will buy it day one. But aside from like those, man, there's not too many games that I will just get straight, like just throw my money at it, you know what I mean? Not too many games like that. Even the Sonic franchise, I'm like, I would do that with Sonic, but like Sonic games be sometimes you gotta watch them, they fickle. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people lately have been like, yo, Sonic games are on the up and up, and I'm like, yeah, but they've done that, they do that every once in a while. So I'm like, I can't, because of that, you know, everything will be on the up and up, and then like another game will come out and then they'll just drop, boom. And you'll be like, what the hell happened? But yeah, Indiana Jones looks sick, dude. But I will wait on the sale before I get that and play it. Beast of Reincarnation, hit the sound. Long ago, a great creature appeared in the sand. Oh no, those frame rates are back. Bad frame rates. Y'all stop putting so much in your game. The beast spewed from blight, corrupting all living things. I just read that. I was about to read it twice. Oh yeah, this is the Game Freak game. I have so many things to say about this. I have so many things to say about this. How much nonsense this is. This is nonsensical. This is a Game Freak game. I want you guys to understand. Let me pause this real fast. I want everybody to understand this because I have so much to say about Pokemon. I have so much to say about Pokemon, dude. And I love me, like the entire world. We all love Pokemon, right? Everyone loves Pokemon, correct? And when I saw this, it pissed me off so hard because I was like, why does Pokemon look the way that it looks? And I know I'm not the only one saying that, but like there's me and a 1,000 other people who were like, this is a game that is made by Game Freak. Rewind the trailer. If you didn't put it up there, you wouldn't even know. This is a whole ass Game Freak game. The same exact studio that has made the exact same studio that makes Pokemon. and it looks like this. And Pokemon, like lately, Pokemon has been looking the way that it looks, and it's like, why on God's green earth are you not bringing this quality of game to Game Freak or to Pokemon? Why are you not bringing this to Pokemon? It doesn't even have to look. Pokemon doesn't even have to look like this. You know what I mean? It just needs to look like a fraction of this. You know what I mean? Just a fraction. But like, look at this, and then you go over and then go over. Look at this. I want to make a point. Moist said, right, so you know Game Freak is capable of this kind of game. Exactly, like that's what I mean. Like there's no excuse anymore. You can't blame it on the Switch hardware. The Switch 2 hardware is capable. It's not like I said, it's not capable of ultra ridiculous good graphics. All right, let me calm down. Let me woosah. It's not capable of ultra high fidelity, cutting edge graphics, right? But you can at least make your stuff look like Xenoblade and all that stuff. You know what I mean? We can get in that territory. Imagine if they made a Pokemon game with this kind of performance and graphical fidelity. Exactly. Like I said, and you don't even, and my thing is, here's the thing. They don't even need to do all that. They don't even need to do all that. They can just make it a fraction of what it looks like. Infrared in the chat, he said he's here. Infrared, we going over all the Xbox stuff that I forgot about. Yes, or I not forgot about, but that I should have streamed yesterday. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet Switch 2. Let's go over Scarlet Violet Switch 2, right? Moy says, well, yeah, this kind of art style wouldn't work, but imagine Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom graphics and world size design. No. Here's the thing. I get you. Moist, I get what you're saying. I get what you mean. Like, imagine if a Pokemon game looked like that, right? You know what I mean? But it's just the fact that you look at that and you're like, they're capable of doing that. So my thing is, like, you can make something that can get somewhat decent close to that. And you guys decide to what's a good video to go to that won't get me messed up, you know what I mean? Y'all decide to make games that look like this. You know what I mean? Like it looks like this. If it'll pop up. Like it looks like that. Like, come on, man. Are you kidding me? Moist in a Pokemon game. Yeah. No, we're on the same page. It's you look at that, right? And you go, oh, Game Freak is capable of doing that. Imagine if a Pokemon game looked like that. And then you're like, well, maybe the Switch or the Switch 2 can't hit those graphical fidelities, but you can make games that look better than this. Clearly you can do it. Right? Clearly you can do that. There are so many games. I remember when this game was out and then people were just making all type of excuses or whatever. Game Freak can't do this and that and the other. It can't do this, it can't do that or whatever. And it's like, bro, there are the Switch can't do this. It can't look like that or anything like that. It can't make it. I'm like, dude, there are games on the Switch that look way better than this. Like by a lot. Look at the textures. You know what I mean? This is N64 levels of stuff. You know what I mean? This is Wii graphics levels of stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like you can do better. Like obviously, you go from this, go back to the trailer. You go from that to this. And you're like, what are you doing? Moy said the thing that really is inexcusable to me is the fact that they still refuse to animate unique attack animations for Pokemon during battles. That would be so easy. Listen. Let's do this, Moist. Let's do this. Let's see. Because we're talking about the battle animations and stuff, right? Let's do this. Let's see. Let's do this just to drive a point home. Let's just do this. That's probably not a good. That's not a good video. That's not a good video. Let's go to Zonal Door. No, let's not go to Zonal Door. We need a good video of this. Hoenn versus Sinnoh. Oh, that's not how the music goes at all. Oh, it does. I skipped it. Let's just look at a battle. Let's look at a Pokemon battle from Battle Revolution, right? Let's look at this. Let's look at this for a second. Look at the animations in this game and then look at like Sword and Shield. You feel me? Look at how the Pokemon are like moving around like crazy. Get to the battle part. Hurry up and pick your moves, dude. Look at this. Go ahead, get him. Get him. All right. Hit him with the Draco Meteor. Ooh, boom, 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 boom. You feel me? Sit down, and I want y'all to, like I said, I'm gonna get off of this. I'm gonna get off of my whole little Pokemon kick, but like, look at how it looks. The newer Pokemon games do not look like this, dude. Down on the word go. But anyway, let's get back. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to the Xbox. We'll get back to talking about Xbox. Zach said, what game we talking about that about was helping a customer at work? Zach, we're talking about this game. This is a Game Freak game. It's called Beasts of Reincarnation. This is made by the same people that made Pokemon. And it makes you go, why the hell doesn't Pokemon look this good? Why doesn't Pokemon, again, and then even if you're like, okay, the Switch it can't do this type of stuff, you can like, you know what? Fine, but it can look better than what it is now. Moy said, man, what happens to this franchise? LMAO. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Hopefully they're turning it around because like what happened with Scarlet and Violet was a shit show, dude. And it's bad because like people still like, it's still like one of the highest selling Pokemon games. And people were like, we're still gonna buy it. And I'm like, that's a really bad precedent, dude. So hopefully hopefully Nintendo can look at themselves, because Nintendo has a tendency of looking at themselves and being like, yo, we screwed up, we'll do better. They do have a tendency of doing that. But Game Freak though, sometimes I'll be like, I don't know, dude. Let's look at Clockwork Revolution. Zach said, I need to play this game right here. You feel me? Looks good.
Glittering streets of Avalon sure do shine.
Avalon.
Filth down to us.
I know a chick named Avalon. People used to make fun of her all the time, and it kind of bugged me because I was like, why y'all making fun of her?
Here's to playing in the mud.
In Exile Entertainment. I think that's the real problem. Fans will continue buying the games and defending them even if they don't improve at all. That's the thing too. That is a real big problem because like if another the reason why I am like in the hands of another developer, and we'll see what happens with Pokemon, but in the hands of another developer, like with Bethesda, right? Bethesda is kind of like a good barometer of that. Bethesda will put out something that sometimes they would be in a position where they'll put out something that's buggy and be like, that's a part of the experience, you know what I mean? But in the hand of another developer like EA or something like that, if they put out something broken and people kept buying it over and over and over, they would not improve it at all. And like hopefully, like I said, I think Nintendo's a little bit better at that with that, where they'll put out something and then people are like, yo, what is going on with this? They'll be like, all right, we messed up, we'll do better next time. So hopefully that happens, and hopefully they don't get lazy, because Game Freak also is kind of like a offshoot of that. So we'll see. They don't really always hold to the Nintendo guidelines. This game is not intriguing me whatsoever. We're going to the next game. I know people were like kind of going crazy about Clockwork Revolution, but like not interested. Grounded 2. Okay. Where's the game part? Please get off of this. I don't care. I don't care. Get to the game. This is all cinematics. Get shrunk. You ever see that game? You ever see that movie called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids? Now you can play it. This is also another one of those games where I was like interested in. I would watch other streamers play it. But I never really got into it though. Never played it. But I saw other people play it and it looks fun. Let's see. But yeah. Moist, hopefully like you said, man, to whip back around the Pokemon point, like hopefully, man, people will look at hopefully they don't take advantage of that situation that they're in, and people won't just buy it for just keep making, because like what, and just keep making excuses, and then they'll just never improve in quality because they'll be like, we don't need to improve anything. We don't want that. We don't want a situation like that. No, go back. Zach says, I truly hope you show my favorite gaming that is coming out soon. Your favorite gaming? Which one is that? What are you talking about? I might get to it. Moy says, Mac, do you know the story about the original Final Fantasy? Hold on, I always do this every time I see one of these. Final Fantasy 10, 5, 14 release. Yeah, when we talking about the one where like isn't that where they re-released it twice? Where like the first one was like so bad, and then people were like, oh my god, like this is so trash or whatever, and then they were like, all right, we're gonna like completely redo it. We're gonna re-release this game again and completely like redo the whole entire thing. And it's like, oh shoot, like they really like turned that around. Marley in the chat, he said, what I missed with Pokemon. Yo, I'm about to go through this whole conversation again. So we were talking about this game, Jordan. Let's go right here. Beast of Reincarnation. Just a recap on this. Jordan, I want you to understand the way that Pokemon looks at, keep in mind how Pokemon looks right now, Jordan. Keep in mind how Pokemon looks right now. And look at this game. This is made by Game Freak. This game is made by Game Freak. Is made by Game Freak. Marley. Look, logo is right there. I want you to be in mind now. Mind you, it's a little. They need to. I don't know what's going on with the frame rate. They need to get that together. But look at this, dude. If another soul out there is like, Pokemon is incapable of doing this, I will flip my lid, dude. I'm like, if after seeing this, I'm like, y'all have no excuse to not make a game that looks somewhat like this. You have no excuse whatsoever, dude. Mind you, I want to preface that by saying, can the original Switch 1, can it do stuff like this? No. Can the Switch 2 do like this? It can probably get close. But you don't need all that. You don't need all that. Just look better than what it looks now. We know you're capable of doing it. Make something that looks better than what it looks like right now. Moy said, yep. The head dev team came on stage, bowed and apologized. Hold on, let me go off of this. He's talking about Final Fantasy 14. Yeah, the head dev team came on stage, bowed and apologized, and they did a whole Armageddon world-ending event in game, then re-released it after fixing all the complaints. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's so good though. Like, you know what I mean? That's so good that you're like, yo, you know what? It's so refreshing when you see developers come out and be like, you know what? We screwed up. We'll do better. You know what I mean? And it's so like, it's so not difficult to like look at what you did wrong, admit what you did wrong, and then come back and be like, yo, we'll do better. And everybody loves a redemption arc. You know what I mean? Pokemon, they need to get with it. They need to get with it. So not only did they listen to feedback and completely overhaul the game, they made it all canon to the in-game lore. Right. Went above and beyond and did that. You feel me? That's how you do it, man. For sure, dude. Zach said, Mafia, the old country, so excited about it that the game, that's the game I'm talking about. I think they showed a little bit in it in this showcase. If not, we can probably touch on it a little bit. Marley said they need a Coliseum type game like that, right? There is that new like Pokemon game that's coming out. It's kind of like that. It's not necessarily a mobile game, but it is that like it is kind of like a Coliseum game where like you take all your Pokemon and like you go there and play it there. I hope that they kind of take cues like that and like, you know, I hope they kind of take cues like that and like make a game where like everything is like focused like in one spot and like it's all like focused on the battling aspect. You know what I mean? Moy said the live action Sonic is another great example. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody in the world, every single soul on the planet, when Sonic the Hedgehog when the first trailer of Sonic the Hedgehog was released and they had that god awful, for some reason they had Gangster's Paradise playing with it. And it was like, why did you use Gangster's Paradise to do this? It was clear whatever they were doing was clearly not made with any thought, love, passion, or nothing. They were going to throw that shit out there, and then everybody was like, "This looks absolutely awful," right? And then even the Sonic, the original designers, everybody came out was the original designer had to come out and like explain like, Sonic doesn't look like that. Please change it. And then they were like, you know, okay, yeah. Then they got Tyson Hess in there and was like, okay, all right, yeah, let's. This is how you change it, and they changed it around, and then boom, you got a you took a franchise that could have very easily tanked and made it one of the most successful like video game movie franchises out there. Easy, it's so easy to do that. Yo, I screwed up. Let's do better. What's this? Kronos, what you got for me? Better show me something good, man. I have the power of the skip button. I have the power of the skip button at my fingertips. So you better whatever you gotta show me, better be good. Bloober Team, okay. Those are the like Silent Hill guys. They made the new Silent Hill, and then like before that, like Until Dawn and all that stuff. Okay, this doesn't look bad. Matt going full Thanos mode. Yeah, dude. I mean, normally this is why I don't like. I'll watch these showcases, man, but like a lot of the time, I'll be like, dude, show me some gameplay, or I'm skipping your stuff. Whatever I'm watching, it better be something interesting, because I'm not. I don't want to see you. I don't care who you are. If you just like, oh, it's just all cinematics, get up out of here. Get out of here. Don't want to watch it. Just snapping these videos out of existence. LOL. Silent Hill F. Oh yeah. Looks like Dead Space. Yeah. You know how everybody trying to capitalize on the dead. Everybody wants to be Dead Space. You feel me? And you can't. Everybody wants to be Dead Space, and you can't be Dead Space. Dead Space can't even be Dead Space. They made one Dead Space game. They remade it, and then it was like, all right, we can't do it anymore after that. We're done. The Elder Scrolls Online. Zach said it's coming and it looks great. Yeah, dude. The Mafia game, yeah. Oh, Silent Hill F. Looks very interesting. Oh, nope. You lost me. Nope. You lost me. God, stop it. Start playing the music and I'm like, nope, now I don't want to watch you. You messed up, son. Next game. Moy said, yeah, I was really disappointed that the Dead Space spiritual successor wasn't very good. Yeah, man, because everybody, it looked good. You know what I mean? It had the guy from Transformers. You know what I mean? The like army military dude or whatever. I forgot his name. but like it had him and everything, and it looked like great. And then like people got their hands on it, and then it just didn't pan out, man, which sucked because it was like they took a massive L with that game because like they spent a lot of money on that game, and it just didn't turn out. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Marley said, "What's the ROG Xbox thing?" Hold on, man. We're gonna talk about that in a second. All right, I want to go through all this stuff before I get to that. All right, I'm gonna go through all these before I get to that because that's the thing we got to talk about for sure. That's a whole conversation. Moy said, "You done effed up, AA Ron." AA Ron.
You sacrificed everything for a new
Come on, man.
to save mankind.
Come on, man. Thank you. Nope, they playing music. Nope. Now, at least you look interesting enough for me to be like, okay, I'll see what you got, but let's turn the music off for this one. I'm getting real sick of like game companies putting like licensed music on their stuff, so like people can't like it is counterproductive to with you how YouTube is and all that. Putting a licensed song in your game is counterproductive to people advertising your game. Stupid. Like you can't share it everywhere. And that's the thing you want. You want people, it's free advertising, dude. It's free advertising. And I keep playing this licensed music. Stop it. Licensed music means Thanos snap. Equal. Immediately.
Welcome to England, Mr. David.
You better watch them hips. You're throwing them hips all over the place.
But he left you this hotel in his will. It's been in your family for generations. Much like the caretaker.
The cat game?
A little eccentric.
Man, I can't tell if this is I can't tell if that's a licensed song or not. So we're gonna be on the safe mode. Moy said it sucks how harsh they are on the copyrighted music. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's just dumb. It's YouTube is dumb about it. Because people have gotten me like they'll get you for playing the music. People that don't even own the music will get you. I've gotten hit. Like, I don't know if y'all remember. I got hit with a copyright claim on dead air. It was just dead air, and I was like, "Yo, YouTube, y'all gonna fix this?" And they were like, well, here's your options." And I'll be like, I'm like, so you completely put it in the hands of. There's some scammer somewhere that is claiming my dead air, and you've put it in place where it's completely in their control. I can't, like, I'll dispute it and they'll just be like, nope, we're no. So then my only option after that is just to completely cut that out of the whole video. So it's kind of dumb. Also, don't care about this game. Get out of here. Next game. Age of Mythology. Yeah, YouTube doesn't really care. Yeah, they really don't. Let's see. Okay, we got some weapon flippage going on.
She unlocked the heavenly spear.
I don't like these type of games. Boy said, right, you have to cut it out or you risk losing your whole channel if you get too many strikes. It's a crappy system. Yeah, it really is. And not to mention, like, somebody can like completely like strike you just flat out without giving you any type of warning. And I'm like, you cannot give just anybody the control to do that, dude. It's very poor. Age of Mythology doesn't look too bad. I'm probably not gonna play it though. Probably not gonna play it. Likelihood of me playing Age of Mythology, 15%. This looks like a mobile game. Yeah, we're gonna skip that. Mudang. Move, man, dang. Ever Studio.
주권 국가의 자주적 결정을 누가 허락하는가? 만약 이 결정이 백범
Skip.
이익을 저해한다면
Skip. Skip.
반대로 누구 자신
I don't care, man. You're whatever you're talking about is not okay. Here we go. Here we go. We're getting somewhere. We're tearing down nations. We're taking down leaders. Anarchy. Anarchy. I'm kind of a fan of, like, you know, when I'm looking at these trailers, like, unless you're a known IP, right? Unless you're a very known IP, or unless you have a very striking visual language to your trailers or to your CGI footage,
스스로 결정한 것입니다.
like, lead with the gameplay first and then show all the, like, CGI stuff later. You know what I mean? Because once you get me interested, because this looks interesting. Once I'm interested, then you show me the cinematics. Then I'm like, oh, okay, all right, I'm down with it. Moy said, Wu-Tang. Hey, listen, hey, look, we already manifested that game, like earlier in the week. Okay, we already manifested that game. Okay, we already did that. We can't do it again. Now we already had that one, which was wild. Oh yeah, yeah. So Chinese Rainbow Six, pretty much, is what it looks like. Looks good though. Might have to keep my eye on that one. Planet of Lana. Now I saw this one, and I really like the music to this game. Music in this game is like really. Let me hit it up real fast. You know what I'm saying? Let me hit the music real quick. But there's a Planet of Lana 1, and I saw it, and it was one of those games where I saw it, I was interested, never got it though. But I always kind of like it's on my wish list. But I started seeing this, and it seems like that they've upgraded, like they've got a higher budget, especially on the music. I like the music. I like the music here. Very cinematic, like very epic sounding. Like the music alone like captured me, dude. I was like, damn, I really want to play this now. Matter of fact, I think actually like I was like in the moment I was like watching, I was like doing something. I was on my phone while I had it up. I had the showcase up on the TV, and I think the music, like once it started like playing, it just like blasted me in the ear, and I was like, "The hell is that?" I was like, "This sounds like incredible." I was like, "Oh my god, Planet of Lana!" Whoa, there's a second one. Let me see. Let's go back on that. Moy says, I feel like most trailers have the exact opposite philosophy. Show pre-rendered footage first because they can make that look pristine. Then if the gameplay isn't as good, they may already have drawn people in with good effects. Isn't that copyright? Oh, wait, no. Yeah, man. Yeah, and I don't like the philosophy. I mean, it's one of those things, again, it's like, if we don't know you, if I don't know your IP and I'm not familiar with your IP, and you show me a cinematic. I've always had this philosophy with gaming. Every single time, I'm like, gaming is interactive, duh. But if you are stopping, the thing is, it is interactive. It's an interactive experience. If you stop me from playing anything or do like you cut me or you quit. You interrupt me from doing what I'm doing. Whatever it is that you show me has got to be interesting or awesome or something like that. It cannot just be me like, oh, let me fill you in on the world. No, that I can do that myself. Make the game to where I can explore the world myself. That's filling me in on the world, in the lore and all that stuff or whatever. I can do that then. When you're stopping me, you better stop me for like God of War. God of War is a good example of that, where it's like whenever God of War, especially God of War 3, when it stops you from playing the game, it is 95% of the time showing you something awesome as fuck or something interesting story-wise. Every time. Every time. Same thing with like The Last of Us. Every time. You know what I mean? So like you have to like, anyway, I'm rambling on. Moy said, isn't that copyrighted music though? Pretty sure it's Black Eyed Peas again. No, the Planet Alana? I don't think so. No. Or I don't know if you were being sarcastic with I don't know if you were being sarcastic with that. Let's see. Fallout 76. 76 is back, and they'll probably play some type of copyrighted music, so no, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Beautiful when you say Appalachia is a land of opportunity. Yes, you'll find
If you're interested in Fallout 76, yeah, I've heard that it's gotten a lot better.
from its mightiest of rivers to its humblest of ponds. Just step up to the bank.
Yeah, that was a joke, bro. Okay, all right. That one didn't translate to me as well.
What do you got on there, Jed?
I was like, is he being for real? I was like, that's not Black Eyed Peas.
Fighting today.
See for yourself.
Oh my God, just dude.
Starts with finding the right tools for the job. There are as many unique combinations of rods, reels.
All right, look,
and
Fallout
baits
76, great.
in the sea.
There you go. Go fishing in Fallout 76. Good job. Next. My brother really likes Fallout 76, but I can't get into it. But Zach said, nope, fired. He said, still don't like 76. He said, not happening. He said, it is not happening. No. Yeah, 76. I remember 70. Y'all remember 76 when it first came out and it was broken and everything and it didn't have anything. And it tried to do like the whole redemption arc thing, but it people like some people still come around to it, but I don't care at this point. I really don't care. Mr. Fox YT says, hi, I'm Tails. What's going on, Mr. Fox YT? You look like a new face, man. If you're here, man, hey, like, comment, subscribe, you feel me? Share with everybody. And like I said, if you like normally I'm doing Sonic stuff, but we're in the middle of like Game Fest week, so I'm doing a bunch of Game Fest stuff. And we're also in the middle of a new Nintendo Switch launch, so I'm doing a bunch of that stuff too. But normally I'm doing Sonic stuff. And I'm doing video. I stream every single weekday at 5 o'clock Central Time. 5 o'clock Central Time. Moy says, I feel like they didn't need a full trailer to say they added fishing to 76. Yeah, they definitely didn't need that. However, since Microsoft owns them now, so they're like, yeah, we're gonna do a whole trailer. And it's like, that could have been I don't like when people say that could have been a tweet, but it definitely didn't need to be all that. Solo Leveling, really fun anime to watch. Very fun. I've been sitting around watching it with my friends. Pretty fun. And now they're making it. It's a. If nobody knows, it's an anime based on like video game. Like it's kind of modeled after like video game mechanics. And now they're like, okay, well, let's just actually make a video game. Which I'm like, yeah, smart. It's very intelligent. Mr. Fox said, subscribe like 1 year ago. Oh, 1 year ago? Have you been around lately? I appreciate it, by the way. But if you subscribe like a year ago, that also is like my fault. Because I wasn't putting out stuff. I just was not in a position to be putting stuff out. But I do appreciate the subscription, man. Hey, keep following me, man. Because like I said, I've been doing stuff, man, for the last 2 months, bro. And I'm not stopping, bro. I'm trying to hit the YouTube for sure. Solo leveling. That looks interesting. Not too much to say there, but Moy said it was a fun anime. It was a fun anime. I'm curious if a game will be any good. Me too, man. Because like sometimes you know, you get anime games and they don't always land. They don't always land, and it sucks. I feel like this game. I feel like the music is going to be copyrighted, but this is essentially like a monster collector type of game. And it looks, for me, it looks appealing, but then they started showing all this stuff, and then I'm like, y'all doing too much, man. Y'all doing too much. Listen, man, when you are there is a market for creature collecting games, okay? Obviously, Pokemon has taken the cake, but there's room for other monster collecting games, okay? And if you're going to do a monster collecting game, it's very simple. Make the game about the monsters, okay? About collecting the monsters and using the monsters, okay? That's it. Just make cool monsters and make us be able to battle with them. That's it. You start putting in all these like little cards and stuff and all this, and you start putting all these extra complicated mechanics in it. Don't nobody want to play it. Like, this looks cool. But if you were more simple about it and you were like, it's just like, eh. Let's see. Any good? Moy said he's still talking about solo leveling. His main ability in the show is summoning, so it's, I didn't have any sound, so I couldn't see when it was over. But yeah, it looks interesting. Like, I'll keep an eye on that game. But it's a not Pokemon game. Yeah, he's okay. So yeah, Moy says his main ability in the show is summoning, so it's kind of funny that it doesn't look like that's a major part of the gameplay. Yeah. Why would you not? Again, that's again, we were talking about monster collecting, right? That's a fantastic monster collecting game. You fight your enemies and then you're like, okay, give me your abilities, and I'm able to summon them and then like use them against. Why would you not put that in the game? Anyway, Mr. Fox YT says I'm still a kid. Pig says so. I'm still a kid. My pig says so. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Keep it in mind. Unbanned Sonic, remember please, he's my friend. No. Nope. And if you are in cahoots with him and you start acting up like he was, you get banned too. Sorry. Moy says, but also look at those graphics. Take notes, Game Freak. You know what I mean? Those graphics look like real juicy and real nice and real bouncy and like fun looking, and like you see the animals like, oh, I want to collect them, and then they turn into something awesome. Like, that's all that it is. It's all Pokemon is, man. That's all that it is. Zach said, facts, Mr. Moist. Mr. Fox YT said, please unban Sonic, please. I'm sad. I'm going to say no again, Mr. Fox, and I'm going to ask you to kindly not ask me again. Do not ask me about that again. We're talking about Xbox. We're not talking about some guy that I banned. And I had a very good reason for banning him. So no. How about you tell your friend to follow the rules, and if he follows the rules, then maybe I'll actually no, he doesn't come back, but tell him to follow the rules so he doesn't get banned from other places. Dang, did you have to ban Sonic? That's too bad. LOL, though I can't say I'm surprised, unfortunately. Yeah, he was he was out of line. Dude was talking about, like, he was like, oh, I'm gonna call the police on you and stuff, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Get out of here. You out of line. I done gave you like 1,000 chances. This is absolutely 100% copyrighted. I'm excited about Tony Hawk. I'm always excited about Tony Hawk, man. Always excited about Tony Hawk. And then they got Bam back in there. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Let's go. And then, oh yeah, then they showed the Ninja Turtles. You feel me? I was like, what? I was like, the Ninja Turtles is here. What? They got Mikey in here. I was like, let's go. I completely forgot about that. That's that's a good fit. That is a very good fit. You know what I mean? Get the Turtles in there. You know what I mean? Hype. Moy said Tony Hawk coming back. I hope this does well too, though I'm skeptical. I think it'll do well. I think it'll do. Oh yeah, that's right. Doom Guy is in this too. I don't know why Doom Guy is it. That's not a. See, that's a Mimi pairing. It's Mimi. You know what I mean? It's kind of. It's like, why is Doom Guy here? What the hell? But I'm always like, yeah. I think Tony Hawk has been saved by Xbox, right? Because Activision was like, yo, we're dismantling the whole Tony Hawk team, and we're just gonna have them work on Call of Duty. And it was like, stop it. It's like, stop. Enough with the Call of Duty. Enough. Okay, we get it. It's your cash cow. We get that. But like, you are axing other IP just to put everything in Call of Duty, man. Like, stop it. I feel like skating games were kind of a product of that specific time and the popularity of skating back then. Yeah, dude, for sure. No, absolutely. As far as it being like big and all that stuff, like and taking over the world and all that stuff, that'll never happen again. But we still love those games. I still really want those games. I love Tony Hawk games. I think of all, like, cause back then it was like the skateboarding games and the BMX games and all that stuff or whatever. All that stuff, you feel me? Like, it was like all that stuff was like a craze, and it just kind of died down. But I think Tony Hawk was still a cut above the rest of them because it was just like those games were like just super fun, man. But yeah, here we go with this. Yeah, get him up out of here. Nah, ain't no Zach, ain't no more warnings. That's actually probably the same dude, so we're not doing that. He can keep making accounts and trying to get back to, like, he can waste time, keep making accounts and then giving himself away like a dummy. That was me, Zach. I'm the one that did that. Also, Moy said, hold on, let's pause on this one because this one looks kind of interesting too. But Moy said, yo, Ninja Turtles, that's genius to include. Yeah, dude. And then he said, Doomslayer, LML, yeah, that one's wild. Although, do you remember how Doom Eternal came out at the same time as the new Animal Crossing and how they did co-op marketing? That surprisingly worked super well. Yeah, it was kind of like it's the same thing. Like it was like Animal Crossing and then Doom, and then it was just like, oh, you gotta get pick one and then pick the other. I don't know why that happens because like they did the same thing with Barbie, right? They did the same thing with Barbie and Oppenheimer, where it was just like you got Barbie in one hand and he's like, you gotta watch the bubbly fun movie, and then right after that go see the existential crisis movie. But yeah, Mr. Manboy said, whoa, very interesting art style on this one. I'm into it. Oh yeah, this one right here. Yeah, I saw this and I was like, yeah, very interested. I like it a lot. I hate her little run, like halfway run walk though. Moy said that's exactly what I was gonna say. Barbenheimer was a wild time. Yeah, right. I don't know why people like to pair that stuff up. It's just like, yo, look at this fun family, like go at your own pace, like chill vibe game, and then like look at this ultra violent kill everything you see in sight on sight. Yeah, this has strong art style vibes, man. It's getting me. Moy says, the run animation is a little odd, but I'm okay with it. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm just being a little nitpicky. It's not as bad as like it's not as bad as like the Flash, you know what I mean? It's like the Flash during that whole DC time. I remember you specifically coming through, dude, and I didn't see the Justice League at the time, and you had saw it, and you were like, dude, the Flash runs so goofy. And I remember I was like, I don't remember like if I shared, like I've ever shared this with you, but when you told me that, I was like, Alex, I was like, you might be, I was like, are you okay, man? Like when you said that, I was like, are you okay? Like it can't be that bad or whatever. And then I remember I finally saw it, and I saw how he was running. I was like, oh my God, Alex is right. I was like, why does he run like this? He looks terrible. It looks absolutely awful. There was no reason for them to do that. Moy said, this is actually giving me some kind of similar vibes on to Indivisible, though obviously combat is totally different. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's totally, it's the same. It's kind of the same, but it does kind of look different. I was kind of picking up those vibes too. I was like, and I was like, I wonder if Alex. Actually, I was thinking, I was like, I wonder if Moisa like this game. You know what I mean? Bro said, bro, don't remind me of the Flash running. Listen, man, it looks fine. He looks just like how a runner would, like any normal beamer would run like that. We got another Gears of War coming. Whole Gears of War remake. They showed this, and I was like, huh? I was like, I thought this was E-Day, but it was like, oh, this is just this. They're remaking the first one. Max said it can't be that bad. Narrator, it was in fact that bad. Really bad. I was like, nobody in life runs like that. Why do we decide that was okay? Yes, this is going to be on everything. It's going to be on PC, PlayStation, all that. You'll play cross all that. You feel me? Yeah, dude. There's 2 Gears of War coming. You got E-Day, and then you got this one, which they basically are just remaking. They styling the old one. You feel me? Oh, okay, remake. That makes sense. Yeah, it's not even really a remake. I don't think. I think it's just a graphical upgrade. It might be a graphical upgrade, but it looks good though. It's just the first one.
This is gonna be awesome.
But it looks good though. With crossplay, yeah, dude. Yeah. You know, Xbox, man, Xbox is trying to put their stuff on everything. They're trying to put this up on everything. They're like this is an Xbox. That's your phone is an Xbox.
With Game Pass.
The screen on your microwave, that's an Xbox. So that's their whole plan. Zach said, why? What's wrong with the first one? What's wrong with the first what? The first what are we talking about? What do you mean? What's wrong with what first one? What are you talking about? You mean what's wrong with the first Gears of War? Nothing. I just think that doing a revamp of the first game is a good idea. Oh no, yeah. No, nothing wrong with Gears of War. I was just confused because we were like, there's two Gears of War that are coming out, Zach. And I was confused because I was like, when they showed this one, I was like, oh, it's Gears of War E-Day. And it was like, oh, wait a minute. No, it's not. It's the first one. It was like, oh, so there's two Gears of War. It's like, oh, shoot. All right. I'm down with that. It was a big surprise. Big surprise. Let's see. This dude made another account and tried to act like he was somebody else and was like, undo my account or undo my friend. He's my friend. And then gave yourself away like a dummy. Why would you make another account and then give yourself away? You really want to be on the channel? Like, he really wants to be on the channel really that bad. And I'm like, I'm a nobody. I am nobody. Literally, I'm nobody. Oh yeah, new Persona. I think they're redoing 4 again. Persona 4 might be their like it might be Atlus's Skyrim because they keep going back to this game over and over and over, dude. They keep going back to the game over and over and over again. Let's see, Smuggler's title.
The Smugglers League is always there.
Right, he would have been fine. Then he started telling me to stop talking. And I was like, "What? It's stupid. You're just dumb. Go somewhere else. Just dumb." Have you played any of the Persona games? I've played them, not extensively though. Like I play like a very like tiny, and like any of them that I have seen, like I watched my cousin play them. I don't know what's preventing me from playing Persona because they're very obviously highly you know, high accolades, high praise from everybody type of games, man. But I don't know what it is about that game that keeps me away. I don't know. Maybe I just jumped into it too, like it took too long to like jump into it, and it's a RPG, and it like the RPGs inherently like take up all. It's just they soak up all of your time. So I don't know, man. Like I know RPGs are like time sinks, so it's hard for me to get into them. I never play any, but the soundtrack is always a banger. Yeah, the soundtrack, dude. The soundtrack in them games is like, bro, every time.
But you won't hear us.
You never see it coming.
And the only way
I don't know the words at all. I just know the sound.
is if that's what we wanted.
Rare. They're doing another what? Smuggler's Tide.
We deal in the goods.
Sea of Thieves. If you guys care about Sea of Thieves, here it is. Sea of Thieves. They're not showing any gameplay. Where's the gameplay? None. Get out of here. Next.
Welcome, my friends.
This one looked interesting, and this might be a perfect fit for this game. Oh yeah, they are a major time investment for sure. Yeah, that's the only thing that's keeping me away from them, man. Honestly. Like RPG has to like really like kick it into gear for me to be like, yo, I gotta watch that, or I gotta play that. He says same. All I know is you'll never see it, but you nailed it though. Thanks. This is Invincible. Good lord. This is Invincible, and they made it into a Marvel vs. Capcom like. Show the gameplay. You know what's ironic about this? This looks better than the cartoon. The animation here looks better than the cartoon. Very ironically.
I'd like to propose a third option.
I'm not your son anymore. I'm the guy who's going to throw you off this planet for good. I trusted you.
I didn't look too hard into this game. Is this made by NetherRealm? Because that would be that would be like absolutely genius that that Mortal Kombat guys work on this. That's like a absolute perfect pairing. Dang, what an intro. Probably good the kid got banned for this, actually. Yeah.
I am ending you. I see it all now.
Probably, but you know how, I mean, kids are kids. They'll find whatever. You can only censor them so much on the internet. I can't censor any kid. I can't do anything. I mean, well, I can, but like it'll limit my viewership. So it's not my job to parent kids that are not my kids. You parent your own kids. You tell them, you say to them, you say, hey, Get off that YouTube. Get off that ding dang YouTube. You ain't supposed to be watching that stuff. Final Fantasy VII is Intergrade and not Intergrade. Yeah, Intergrade and Rebirth are coming to Xbox finally after 2 billion years. Looks like the dev is Skybound Games. Okay. Skybound Games, interesting, because they got the intro like they're definitely taking cues from Mortal Kombat because like the announcer's like fight. You know what I mean? I wonder if they're gonna have it like a finish him. That'd be funny. Oh yeah, also Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 also come to Xbox. If you guys are interested in that, there you go. 16 coming. Did they not announce Final Fantasy Tactics on Xbox, just PlayStation? Yeah, I think that's just a PlayStation thing. Because that's on their, that is on their service, their like retro service or whatever. But yeah, there's 16 for you. Next game, Keeper. What is Keeper? Is Farcher? I still need to play Final Fantasy 15 and 16. Final Fantasy is cooked for me, dude. It's over with. That, like, that's what I mean when I'm like RPGs. I'm like, I can't. It just takes too much time. 7, I will make an exception for. All the 7s, I will eventually get to playing those. Just because I'm like, I feel like that absolutely is worth the time sink. What is this? This is absolutely one of those games I was looking at my phone when this was happening. I mean, like the art style is interesting, but you're playing as a lighthouse. Oh, I got you. I didn't realize they were just doing it on PS Store, so definitely an exclusive then. Yeah, for that one, yeah. But who knows? They might put it on. They might end up like just releasing it on like a Sony service too, or not a Sony service, on like Xbox, just to be like, oh, here, we're just throwing it there. So who knows? All the 7s, you're picking the most time investment heavy option. I know, right? But I feel like it's worth it though. You know what I mean? I feel like that one's actually like worth a damn. Not saying that none of the other ones aren't, but I'm like that. If I'm going to pick an RPG that I must play, if I'm going to pick one that James Mack, you must pick an RPG to play. You must. You have no option. Pick one. Pick a series. I'm like Final Fantasy 7. I'll go for Final Fantasy. I'll do it. And then they showed this at the end. They were like, "This is our one more trailer." He said, "Yeah, this one is the most unusual game idea I've seen. Very cool world design, though. Yeah, cool world design, but like, please, I want to play as a lighthouse, like, bruh." You already know us. But then this ended the event off. They were like, "We got one more thing to show you," and then it was Call of Duty, and it was like, "Oh, you mean the thing that you release every single year?" How incredible. I'm so excited. I feel you. If you're choosing just one, Final Fantasy 7 is pretty much the way to go. Yeah, that's all. I'm like, yeah, those are the I must play those games before I leave this mortal shell.
We've been bound by outdated systems, accepting limitations instead of redefining them.
Get to the gameplay. Where's the gameplay?
Tomorrow, now.
It's Call of Duty, y'all. The tone is like it's Black Ops. It's Black Ops 7. Black Ops 7, and everything is all all the CGI stuff. It's all futuristic and stuff or whatever. Very smart for Xbox to do towards the end of the. I know gamers are like, we're tired of Call of Duty, but obviously there's a lot of gamers that aren't tired of Call of Duty. So very smart for them to pull off at the end of the trailer. I'm excited for them, but I am not excited myself. What's that Jimmy Neutron meme? Shane, you bring in Call of Duty for every show and tell. Is that a meme? I've never seen that. Let me see. What, Jimmy Neutron? Call of Duty meme? What? Which one is it? Is it this one?
1v4 chat. 1v4, ladies and gentlemen, let's go.
I don't think this is it.
For the 45 bomb.
I'm trying to look for it, but no, do Jimmy Neutron show and tell meme. Show and tell meme. I already put meme. I'm a slow typer, by the way. Don't you feel me? Oh, this one. It's just one like people just put a bunch of stuff in the middle of it.
This is Ultra Lord.
Sheen, this is the 7th week in a row you've shown Ultra Lord in class.
Miss Fowl. This one is different. This
Of course.
version with power fist and nuclear.
Yeah, of course. That's that one's the different one. Yeah, just replace Ultra Lord with Call of Duty. Yeah, right. Like, bruh, you don't show something different. Let's talk about this. Jordan, if you're still sticking, or Marley, if you're still sticking around, check this out. This is the new ROG Xbox handheld. And it looks incredibly interesting. I have the newest ROG Ally. I'm actually like playing YouTube through it right now. This is what you guys are seeing. But this is supposed to be the new ROG. It's called the ROG Xbox Ally X, which is a terrible name, like normal, like always. The Xbox can't not name things poorly. But that's their new handheld. Moist said, not gonna lie, it does look pretty good. And you can buy McDonald's in this Call of Duty. What? And you can buy McDonald's in this Call of Duty? Yeah, right. You can stop by McDonald's. Oh yeah, look at that. Look, there's McDonald's right there, and you can get your Doritos and your Mountain Dew right in there. They'll deliver it right to your door. Yeah. Marley said, "Yeah, the Silk Song heart shatters." Dude, listen, bro. Silk Song doesn't exist, bro. It doesn't exist. It does not exist. It is a white whale at this point, bro. It's a white whale, bro. Doesn't exist. True, that name does not roll off the tongue whatsoever. Yeah, it's such. I don't know why they just decide to, like, they just double down on naming their stuff bad. But anyway, let's go to the little showcase. They got like a little 10-minute showcase. And I'll put the volume on low.
For the first time.
But basically,
be able to hold the power of the Xbox.
So basically, Asus and their ROG line of handhelds and Microsoft and Xbox, they have joined forces, and they are making a handheld that you can carry your entire Xbox library over to it, and play straight from there. The thing about, like, it's all Windows based. It's a Windows based handheld. So it's a Windows based handheld, but it's not, the front end is not running, like, you're not running into like Windows when you boot it, you know what I mean? Which is what mine does. And I had to like mask it so it doesn't do that. But basically, like, the big draw to this is that You can carry your Xbox library wherever you go with you. You can also, I mean, obviously it's handheld, and on top of it, like, you're not using a Windows front end. You know what I mean? Which is very good, because like Windows, having to navigate, like using a PC handheld and having to navigate Windows is kind of nightmarish, dude. It doesn't feel good. I've dealt with it, but it doesn't feel good. So both of those prospects are interesting. It is the newest line of PC handhelds. Also, is using the Ryzen Z2 chip instead of Z2 Extreme chip instead of the Z1 Extreme. So it's your newer technology. So it's going to be able to run games, perform games very well. The one that I have, a lot of times I can jerry rig it to like do really incredible things. So that the fact that this one, yeah, like there's your Silk Song that they'll never release that game ever. Even the developers, they were like, we're going to release it this year. Sure you will. But this is the next line in handhelds, and it's probably going to be very, very extremely good. Let's see. Hold on. Marley, that's me with Bloodborne too. Yeah, you'll never get. Yeah, Moist, you'll never get blood. Listen, there's some games that will never happen. It's just not going to happen. Bloodborne. First of all, Bloodborne. Just upgrade, remaster, whatever. Not going to happen. Silk Song, not going to happen. Sonic Adventure 3, never going to happen. It's not going to happen. These things will not happen ever. People keep talking about Half-Life 3. I don't know if that might happen. Maybe. I don't know. We don't know. Sometimes dreams happen. Sometimes they just stay dreams. You know what I mean? He said the nerve of using it in advertising. All right. They know, because they know that's going to draw your eye. Every time you see it, oh my God, Silk Song, oh, and then they don't, nothing after that. Zero. Zilch. Just got to accept that it's never happening. I'm telling you, Marley, just accept that it'll never happen. And then one day, you'll go to the store and you'll be like, oh, there's Silk Song. That doesn't exist. This is fake. This got to be fake. And then you'll get it, you'll buy it, and you'll be like, oh, hey, it's Silk Song. Marley said it's like Samsung. They are Android, but you don't see the Android shit. Ooh, so it's gonna have all the latest tech too. That's impressive. Any word on price point yet? Half-Life 3? Nah, I wouldn't bet on that either. No. Half-Life wouldn't. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. None of that is gonna happen. Is there any word on the price point of this thing? No. But I will tell you, having bought the ROG Ally X, I want you to understand, I would not have high hopes for the pricing on this thing, because the ROG Ally X was $800, and I had to do a hell of a lot of finagling to get that to go through. I had to sell a lot of stuff to get that, because I was like, and I felt like it was worth it in the end, but I was like, yo, this is an $800 thing, like, good God. So this thing is more powerful than that, and I heard that they raised the price of the ROG Ally X at Best Buy to $900. So this thing, they're going to have a lower option, which is not going to be as good. Like, it's not that option is not going to be as good spec wise. I'm thinking like at the least it's going to be like $500 at the least, and that's me being generous. Realistically, I'm like the lower option is going to be like $600. The higher end option, the Z2 Extreme, absolutely is either going to be like 800. It's either going to be 800. It's going to be 800 to 900, dude. And that's just all there is to it. Like there's no way. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, dude, I can't do that, dude. I can't do it. I cannot do that. Moy says plot twist, they'll release Silk Song as a ROG Ally exclusive. Yo, Marley, wouldn't it be? Yo, they release it as an exclusive. Marley, they released Silk Song as our ROG Ally X Xbox ROG Ally exclusive. That would be a nightmare, dude. That would be absolutely criminal. Zach said, "No, guys, we have the wish upon a star. You got to wish upon a star, dude. Yeah, wish upon a star. I hope for these things to happen, man. Boy said, yeah, I gotta think this is gonna be hitting a crazy high cost when it comes out, dude. I'm thinking like, again, being generous, $800. Even for like Xbox to be like, I don't think think about it. Like Xbox has raised the prices on all their things, everything. And I'm like, if they release this thing, I'm like, generously, the high end version, generously will be like $800. I can see this thing like easily cracking 1,000, easily, very easily. Marley said, "Here's the thing. I know we are coming up on the next gen at some point, which is crazy, but I will. Let me slow down. Here's the thing. I know we're coming up on the next gen at some point, which is crazy, but will it still work with a new Xbox? The Ally X, it should, or like are you talking about like when a new gen comes through? Maybe, if not, it'll be able to stream it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, one thing that's good about Xbox is that all of their stuff, for the most part, all of their stuff is like kind of seamless and kind of can integrate with each other and all that. They kind of keep they keep everything like all in one, like together. They try to keep your library together. So they're trying to get all that stuff over, like your entire library over to PC is what they're talking about doing with this thing. And I would assume that if the next gen of things are too powerful for this thing, which very easily can happen, like this can, you know, that can very easily happen. If they don't optimize stuff for this thing, they still have they said with this, they were like, you can stream games to it. So you'll be able to do that. Also, because everything, they'll have their own front end. The Xbox will have their own front end with this thing. So like I said, you don't boot into Windows, you boot into the Xbox front end. And they are also allowing you to boot into other front ends while doing that. So they're like, this thing is the front end, and it's optimized very much for gaming. So there are a bunch of Windows nonsense doesn't get in the way. But if you want to boot into Windows, you can press a button within that front end and go straight to it. You can just go straight to Windows, or you can go to like Steam, or you can go to, you know, Epic Game Store and all that stuff or whatever. So you'll be able to boot into other things or whatever. And then, like I said, even with the streaming and stuff too, like you can just boot into that and then like just start immediately like streaming your library. So like if games are too powerful, you can just stream them, which not the most ideal thing, you know, obviously not the most ideal thing, but that is an option. Marlon said exclusive would be crazy work. That'd be absolutely maniacal, dude. They would not ever do that. That would be absolutely anywhere. It'd be absolutely heinous if they did that. I think the entire world would hate them. Moy said the highest price Steam Deck is going for $650, so I think your prediction of $800 for the Ally is probably right around the correct ballpark. Yeah, because my thing is, I'm thinking like this, Moist. I'm thinking if they don't lower the price, because like I said, they've raised the price on everything else, and like the Ally X just went up $100. You know what I mean? So when this thing comes out, if they don't lower the price to anything, which they have not been doing with anything. Sony has really been the only one that has been like, yo, we'll stay the course and not raise the price on anything. If they don't, this thing will like I said, it's going to be $800 is generous. They'll crack the $1,000 line and be like, deal with it. And like I said, man, if it's $1,000, it's $1,000, bro. I will see you in the next 5 years, maybe. I'll grab one in the next 5 years. Zach said them making remakes or two on anything is like Fox getting unbanned. Yeah, the likelihood of that happening, yeah. Yeah, likelihood almost zero. Almost zero. But yeah, man, this is this looks, I think, you know, me being a gaming enthusiast, man, I'm just an enthusiast. And my it's funny because like my brother-in-law, he was watching, you know, I told him about this. He was like, man, you a bad influence, man. I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, man, I'm gonna buy this thing. And I was like, yo, don't buy it immediately, bro. Like, don't, like, it's one of those things where it's like, I'm not trying to I'm just enthusiastic about the technology. I'm always enthusiastic about technology, like especially like new technology. I'm always enthusiastic about it. That does not mean that I'm going to buy it. You know what I mean? It does not mean get out of here, Sam. No, we're not watching Sam. Please get him off my screen. Thank you. I'm always enthusiastic about these things. But just because I'm enthusiastic about the thing does not mean I'm going to buy it. You know what I mean? So, and it's one of those things. It's like that's how you always have to like sit back and really think about like, are you going to see yourself play this thing? Are you really going to buy this thing? Are you really going to invest the money into this thing? I'm not paying $1,000 for any technology out of the gate because I'm like, I need to know if this works. How well does it work? Are there any bugs? There will likely be bugs. We got to iron those bugs out. We got to do a bunch of stuff, man. Like there's just a lot of like, sometimes you got to let the early adopters do that stuff or whatever. And mind you, you know what I mean? Emperor Palpatine, do it. Just do it. Can Emperor Palpatine be, a spokesperson for Nike? You feel me? But yeah, man, like you just have to, like I said, and mind you, I can be hypocritical and be like, you bought the Switch too. And I was like, well, I looked at what was coming. They showed everything that they showed. They kind of showed their hand. And I was like, yeah, I'll buy that. I'll buy that day one. I was like, I had the money and the means to do it. So I'm like, why not? Go for it. I like what I'm seeing. This thing, the price is different. So the price is different. So it's a whole different conversation. This is $1,000. This is a thing that could very easily get to $1,000. I don't want the lower end model. I don't want that one because that's not going to work as well. At that point, I'll just keep the device that I have. But the higher end model, that's the thing I'm going to be looking at. And if we're talking, that's going to that has to be like at least like $800 to $1,000, maybe even more, because it is a PC. At the end of the day, it is a PC. It's just like buying a laptop. You feel me? Only it's in a handheld format, but it's the same thing as buying a laptop. You're gonna crack 1,000. You're gonna crack 1,000, dude. And like I said, at that price point, you gotta start looking at weighing your options and stuff. There's other options out there, including keeping the thing that I have that works perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So like I said, we'll see. Next 5 years, probably. I'll look at it one day and be like, oh, the price is lower. All right, let me go ahead and start like selling some things and like I'll get it. But out the gate, not likely I'm gonna buy it. But I'm excited to see the technology behind it though. And that is my message to my brother-in-law. Just hold the line. Just hold on. Just hold. Just keep on hold. All right. We don't have to buy everything that we see immediately. We don't have to do that immediately. We don't have to buy everything we see immediately. Sometimes you want to sit down. You want to wait in the pocket a little bit, especially if something's super expensive. You want to wait in the pocket to see what goes on. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was pretty much all the Xbox show. Everything they had to show for Xbox. They had a really good showing. There was a lot of people that were online that was like, oh, that was mid. And I was like, I don't think so, man. I think that they had a lot of things really good to show off. And usually I'm the harshest on Xbox. But what they showed was pretty good. I didn't have a problem with it. Max message, just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just get the thing. Don't think about it. Okay. Make sure you purchase whatever comes in front of your face immediately. Don't think about it. Don't hesitate. Just consume. Just completely just gorge yourself in whatever anybody advertises to you ever at all times, whenever. You feel me? Anytime you see any type of advertisement, like for anything, just get it. Don't think. Just buy. YOLO. You only live once. Old saying. Old wise saying. Anyway, that was the Xbox Showcase. If you guys like what you've seen here, first and foremost, I appreciate you guys showing up every single time, man. I appreciate people that actually show up and actually care for the channel and don't get on here and act like clowns. Stop coming on my channel and acting like a clown, please. Go find somebody else. There are more entertaining people than me. Leave me alone, please. Thank you. But I appreciate the people that actually come through and support. And don't try to wreck my channel. But if you like what you've seen here, you feel me? Be sure to like the video, man. I really could use it. Like, comment, subscribe, share it with everybody. Hit the bell so you know when to come back for more. I will be streaming tomorrow. I might be streaming tomorrow. I think tomorrow I'm gonna put out a video. I think I have a video I want to talk. I think there's a video I want to talk about. There's a topic that somebody brought up that I want to talk about, and I think I might make just a nice little edited video and put it out tomorrow. You feel me? I might pull one of those. Moy said, "You can't stop me." The clown faces. He said, don't come in, don't tell me to stop wrecking your channel. You feel me? But yeah, there's a topic that I want to talk about tomorrow. So I think I might not do a stream tomorrow, and I think I might just put out a regular, like, nice little 10-minute video. The video is going to be me talking about how I am not going to review things. I only want to do impressions on things. Because I don't like the review structure nowadays. I don't like how things are reviewed. And I think I'm going to go over that, where if somebody presents a game to me, I'm going to tell them how I feel about the game. But I'm not going to be like, oh, this game gets a 10 out of 10, gets a 9 out of 10. Like, I'm not going to do that. Just because I hate it. Don't like that structure anymore. We need to come up with a different structure of reviewing things. But that's what I'll be talking about tomorrow. But yeah, man. If you want to support Monthly Gamer, like I say always, man, look in the description below, right in the description box. You feel me? All my payment options are down there. You feel me? I got Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, Patreon. Patreon is the subscription service. If you want to set it and forget it, I have the $1 tier. That's just your thank you tier. If you want to have another tier, which is $5, where if you drop $5, you can request any game for me to play, and if I have access to it, I will be able to play it. If it's YouTube friendly, I'll be able to play it. I think the only thing that's difficult for me to come by are like brand new games, because like obviously you can't break the bank. You know what I mean? So like your chances of me playing a game, if it's an older game, you know what I mean? Like maybe a couple years back, not the most cutting edge game. Older games, you go back, you know what I mean? I can absolutely do that easy, no problem. But then as soon as you start being like, oh man, like, oh, you know, play Expedition 33. I'm like, I gotta spend a lot of money for that, bro. You're gonna have to wait. Moy says, see ya, man. Have a good night. Hey, appreciate you, man. Have a good night, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for coming through. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow. Peace out.